Good day for a swell battle. Now go!
In Cuphead, you're the container campaigner to run and gun, duck and tuck, and ironically deal with the devil, even though the game, tells you not to.
While doing the devilly dealings you were warned against, you'll be parading around place after place with visuals assaulting all of your senses, except taste and feel. Okay, I guess that's really just sight and sound, but I digress. The game is stylized after cartoons that aired in the 1930s, essentially. Old Bimbo, Betty Boop, Popeye, or whatever. But the thing is, this game nails it. Whether it's the hand-drawn/painted visuals or even the scratchy audio effects. Very rarely do you actually feel like you're playing a cartoon, but hot diggity dog is this close. You can really tell the creators went all out on this. Heck, they quit their jobs and remortgaged their houses. They started as a team of 3, got a bit of bad press when the game was shown off as nothing but bosses, and then said, screw it. Let's not compromise and make the game we wanted to. Which brought back the run and gun stages they had for their dream game design. But anyway, the game oozes charm, and you can tell they cared no matter where you look in the game. It's nice to see devs passionate in their project rather than just kickstarting it and phoning it in when the money flows. Gameplay wise, it's a pretty basic run and gun, similar to Gunstar Heroes.
Go play that too.
You jump and shoot, you dodge bad stuff, and you got a couple of specials here and there. The game sports 3 types of stages. The aforementioned run and gun stages where you progress through a level collecting coins, which can be used to purchase power-ups. The regular boss stages where you battle a baddie that sports multiple different forms, and airplane stages where it changes to more of a shoot 'em up whilst you fight the form-changing foe. Alongside 3 stages, you essentially have 3 types of people with this game. You have the people who played it and liked it, the ones who aren't really into the genre but love the visuals, and the baddies who are bad at it but blame the game and say that it's oppressing them because they're bad. It's true in a sense, Cuphead is a difficult game because you'll either need great reaction time or patience. Most stages took me roughly 5 tries to get through. It essentially boiled down to knowing all the attacks and then just being competent. It's actually cool that bosses can switch it up, however. They do generally have attack cycles, but can swap out attack 1A for 1B. Nothing really unfair, just something to keep you on your toes. But still enough to get you to scream, "That's bullshit!" and then turn it off in a rage only to return later and stomp it. The game laughs at you for 2 reasons. 1 is being bad, each death screen having the boss or enemies mocking you with a joke. 2 is playing alone. A lot of characters refer to you as the 2 of them since the game is clearly designed to be played with a buddy by your side. But who has those, am I right? There are difficulty settings, but you won't be able to actually beat the entire game if you play on simple mode, so it's kind of like a training mode in all actuality. However, this was enough to ruffle some feathers. People complain that skill shouldn't be a factor into a game in terms of accessing its content. That's just, alright, look, if I go to the store and I buy a football, should I be allowed to join the NFL? No, but that won't stop me from writing an article about how the NFL is oppressing me, and I don't even like football. You are rewarded for being good at something, in multiple senses. The most obvious is being allowed to progress and purchase new power-ups, but the other comes from the satisfaction of toppling a beast you previously struggled with. Not a whole lot of games make me feel accomplished, but in Cuphead, when the game is kind enough to tell me, hey, you were like 2 hits away from winning, try again, and then I do, and then I win, I feel good. The kind of good where you go, yeah, and do a little arm pump, and then you feel self-conscious about it, even if you're alone in your room. The more you play this game, the better you feel, and it's pretty fun to go back to stages you've already completed and do them again. Basically, the game is just gonna make you smile over and over, whether it's from a charming character animation, even just the little go-get-em phrases at the start of each fight. It's fairly priced too, especially considering how much time went into making it, but the genre is pretty niche, so yeah, it isn't really accessible to everyone. My only real complaint about the game is just that for something with such a large focus on animation, it felt a little bit icky to simply have slideshows instead of animated cutscenes. And some bosses having very noticeable tweens, which are a huge contrast to the hand-drawn animation. However, as someone who animates, albeit poorly, I'm aware that adding extra animation would cost a lot more time and resources. It's not enough to even faze most people anyway, just a small nitpick. So if you dig games similar to Contra, or even just want a bit of a challenge, I suggest picking it up. It's a lot better to get in on it now before it gets muddied up by some dumb fandom thing like CUPSONA.